Morning everyone. I thought I'd show you a little trip around one of our latest projects. We've bought this bungalow, 55k, so very cheap. It's worth 125k, so we've got a great price. We're just about to submit plans for planning. My architect's just in the final stages of drawing them up, and we're going to replace this with a 4 or 5 bedroom house. It'll probably be a 4-bedroom house with a study, but it's better for planning rather than putting in for a 5-bedroom house, because they may look at additional parking, for example. So that's what we're going to do, and we've had the asbestos survey, and what we've done is we've come here today just to do a bit of a soft strip. So we're going to take out things like doors, kitchen, as long as you don't disturb the asbestos, that's fine. And then the guys are going to come back and strip out all the asbestos prior to us removing the roof and the brickwork. So this is an old prefab bungalow riddled with asbestos. Years ago they took off the asbestos roof, put a new one on it, put a brick skin on it, because they're quite exposed here out in the fields, and you know, you can't polish a turd basically. So this thing's a bit of a death trap with asbestos and polystyrene ceiling tiles. You know, it's not warm, it just needs demolishing. It's long overdue. We've done something like this before, so it's not a problem for us. This is what we do. I bought this project for my sons, who are going to be an equal partner on this one. They work with me, as many of you may know, and they've earned their stripes for working hard, and it's only fair that they sort of share in the rewards. So the good thing about buying a plot like this is, as you can see, look, there's nothing next to it. It's in the fields. We've got one house here, but if you was to buy this bit of land, you wouldn't get planning, because it's not even within the local plan. But if you buy an existing property and demolish it, it's a great way of building a pretty amazing house, you know, on a plot with field views, where you get planning for it. So, like I say, it's a great way of building a house with an amazing view that you just wouldn't normally be able to do if you was looking for building plots on its own. So we're just having a ceremonial fire. Whenever we get on site, we always burn what can be burnt. We've got a scrap metal pile over there, so any scrap metal we put out the front, that'll be gone by the end of tonight, I guarantee it. And I'll show you around the back of the bungalow. So it's also had a excuse me, it's had an extension put on the back as well at some point. Again, substandard, hardly any insulation in there. I don't think there's any insulation in there actually. I mean, when I came to view this property, I literally walked through the kitchen, come out of here, made an offer, and pretty much done the deal there and then. I just had to took my offer by about 3 grand, so quick as that, just because I knew that the vendor wanted to sell and we could help them out. But yeah, look, this is the views. So south is that way, so in the evening you get real nice sunsets over here. So when we do our planning, we think about that, so we want to make sure we've got some nice glazing to capture those views. What we're going to do is we're going to move this bungalow right the way back that way so that it's in line with the neighbouring house, and then we're going to create a back garden, because at the minute this hasn't really got one, which is a bit of a shame because of, like I say, you've got the rear view fields. So the back garden is probably going to be from about here, just beyond that bungalow. There's a parking space at the side there, so that's going to be the back garden. And we'll just put a post and rail fence, maybe a 6-foot fence down this side, just to give a bit of privacy. And then all the front will become driveway. The front of the house is going to start and come somewhere about here, so you can see we're going to move it probably 7-8 metres, something like that. And this particular property is on a septic tank, so we haven't got gas, so we're going to put an air source heat pump in that. First time we'll have done one of these, but you know, it's going to be the way forward, because in a few years' time I'm not going to be able to put gas in properties anyway. We've got poles here that we need to move, so we're going to shift those. I mean, since I've last come, and I've only just noticed this, they have actually just replaced that pole. So this was the existing one, and then this is the new one. But we're going to go to the Western Power and we're going to say, look, we don't want that pole, we want it to go across the road and sink it in the ground. These are the holes that the guys chop out looking for asbestos. So behind this brick skin there's a timber frame house, and it's basically an asbestos weatherboard that's been covered. So you can see here where they expose it, Let's just see if you can see that. If you turn that around. You can see here is the asbestos, there's the timber frame, this is the brick skin, and we've got the plasterboard. So look, no insulation in this house. This would have been freezing. So my son's in here just ripping out the kitchen, which won't take him long for a man of his size. This is the rear extension I was talking about. So you can see down there, no insulation in the cavity. So this would have been cold. Old windows, and then look in the ceiling. You know, hardly any insulation whatsoever, probably about 50 mil. So that's all going to come out in the bathroom. So you can see where they start checking for signs of asbestos, and they poke like loads of different holes in here. They take up the floor tiles and they send all this off for sampling, break holes in all the walls. They take the fireplace out. See another little hole up there, and they're just looking for whether the asbestos is continuous throughout the property, whether it changes, what sort of construction we've got. Then they can do their report. I mean, look at this one, you know, it's like polystyrene tiles on the ceiling, not good. No insulation in the house whatsoever. It must have been freezing in here, absolutely freezing. And we've got another bedroom in here, just a fire hazard. You know, if ever this place caught fire, it'd go up in minutes. You know, timber frame and all the polystyrene tiles. It's not good, and you can see all the windows have had it. So we're going to do a bit of a soft strip today. Asbestos guys are going to come in and remove all the asbestos, what they can, from inside. Then we're going to remove the roof, then the brickwork, then they'll take all the cladding off. Then we can fully demolish it. But before we do that, we need some planning permission, because it's easier to get planning with an existing house there than if we were to clear the plot and there'd be nothing left. So we're sort of jumping the gun, but not going too far in the fact that we won't get planning. So it's never normally a problem. And yeah, a few hours we'll be done, and then what we'll do, we've brought over all of our, well, some of it, we've brought over some of our Harris fencing, and we'll then secure all the plot, make sure that no one can get in, and keep it safe, part of CDM. So yeah, we're going to crack on, continue burning the rubbish. There's the scrap metal pile that I was talking about, that'll be gone by tonight. And then in a few weeks we'll come back and demolish the house and show you everything from start to finish. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe, because we'll be doing videos right from the start to the beginning of the whole project, how we find it, how we fund it, our build costs, the whole process, so you can learn from this. And if you've got any comments, as always, put them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.